Hello and welcome to Forever Rugby on Forever Sports. And some big news ahead of the international season, which gets underway in just a couple of months' time on the 2nd of July for the Springboks, where they take on Wales. And Wales have just announced the squad that will be traveling down south to take on the current world champions, as the preparations for Rugby World Cup 2023 really do kick off, because last year was very much special for the Boks, getting back onto the field, winning the British and Irish Lions series. After that was sort of more, trying to get game time, really, and I think that now it's really all, both eyes on Rugby World Cup 2023 and making sure that we are ready in about 18 months' time to take on France and the rest of the world over in Europe. So, yeah, it's in terms of the Welsh squad, and we'll look at it now. Quite a few players not available due to injury, a couple of players who've missed out. It's a very strong squad regardless, though, and they've gone with a very experienced squad, which in itself is quite interesting. And a lot of Welsh fans maybe not particularly happy with the fact that it's quite an aging squad, I suppose, in many ways. But before we look at the squad, please do smash a like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. So this is the squad that they have sent. It is Rhys Kerr, Wyn Jones, Gareth Thomas, Ryan Ellis, Dewey Lake, Sam Perry, Leon Brown, Thomas Francis, Dylan Lewis, Adam Beard, Ben Carter, Alan Wyn Jones included, Will Rowlands, Tane Basham, Talapo Falatau, Dan Lydiot, Josh Levidi, James Ratty, and Tommy Reffel, who are both uncapped. Those are the forwards for the Welsh. The backs are Gareth Davies, Kieran Hardy, Thomas Williams, Gareth Anscombe, Dan Biggar, Reece Patchell, George North, Nick Tompkins, Owen Watkin, Johnny Williams, Josh Adams, Alex Cuthbert, Louis Rees-Zammit, and Liam Williams. Now, immediately in terms of who's not there before we actually look at the squad, no Justin Tipperick, no Ken Owens, no Willis Halaholo, no Aaron Wainwright, and no Lee Halfpenny. They were all been ruled out with injury, as has Ross Moriarty. There are a couple of question marks over the likes of a Thomas Williams, Josh Adams, Wyn Jones. They're also currently struggling with injury as well. So they are still sort of, not, I wouldn't say 50-50 necessarily, but there are still question marks whether they will be back to full fitness and stuff like that. But yeah, so in terms of what are the big picks here, now the very interesting one is Dan Biggar as captain. Now that is the first sort of step. We are now in the post Alan Wyn Jones era, I think, of in terms of his captaincy. I think that at 36 years old, I think that at the moment, he needs to focus on playing as Alan Wyn Jones if he wants to play in the next World Cup. And look, he's the most capped player, international player of all time in the male game. So why wouldn't you want to sort of keep him going for as long as possible? Because you don't get to 150 international games without being pretty good. And Alan Wyn Jones is very good. But what's interesting is the fact that Dan Biggar has been given the captaincy, which means that I think that he will, in my opinion, most likely lead Wales out next year for the World Cup. And I think it's a good move. I think that he's really reveled in the captaincy, when he was given it for the Six Nations, and I've been very impressed with Dan Biggar. I think his performances have really taken a step up since being given the responsibility to lead the side. But yeah, I think it's a very strong squad. We've got a lot of. If you look at the sort of the British and Irish Lions involved there, Gareth Davies, Dan Biggar, Josh Adams, Louis Rees-Zammit, Liam Williams. In the pack, the likes of, I think Wyn Jones, Adam Beard, Alan Wyn Jones, obviously, Tane Basham's a very good player. Falatau is as experienced to get. I'm a massive Josh Navidi fan. So I think that there's a very good 23 in the side, and I think that it is going to be a challenge for the Springboks. In many ways, Wales has sometimes been a bit of a bogey side for the Boks, because it's quite a similar sort of side in terms of very defensive orientated, quite tight in the way they play their game. They don't necessarily throw the ball around, but they've got some very big forwards, the likes of Falatau, who like to carry the ball. And they, as I said, they pride themselves on the defense. And that's why we've seen in previous World Cups and previous games, they're a side which can sometimes be quite a tough one for South Africa to beat, given the similarities in the playing style. But I think that there's more than enough quality in this Welsh side to provide the Springboks a very stern test. And I think that's probably almost unfairly. Some people are saying that, is Wales going to be the best test for South Africa? And I think that is quite unfair when you consider what they've won over the last few years. They might not be currently in the best space, but I think that they're a side where they've won the Six Nations very recently, obviously. And yet they still don't quite get the respect I feel like they sort of deserve. And I think a lot of that comes down to maybe World Cup performances, for example, and stuff like that. But there is plenty of quality in the side, and I think that there's some very nice battles that we're going to see when the series kicks off in just under 2 months. But let me know what you think of the squad down in the comments below. Let me know which players you're looking forward to watching. Personally, I'm very interested to see the back three battle. You're probably going to see Liam Williams, Louis Sam, and Josh Adams. I think. Personally, I think that will be the sort of the back three that I would like to see, what I'd like to face. I think Dan Biggar versus Andre Pollard is going to be a very interesting battle. I think that Wyn Jones is a very good scrummager up front, and I think that should provide quite an interesting battle as well. The two locks and Adam B and Adam Wyn Jones, if they go with those two, are both British and Irish Lions players. And I think the loose trio battle is always going to be very interesting because I'm a massive Josh Davidi fan. We know how good Faletau is. Tane Basham has been playing some brilliant games. But yeah, and then obviously a couple of youngsters. I'd like to see Will Rhodes get a bit more chance. I've been quite enjoyed seeing what he does. But let me know which players you'd like to see and which players you are really looking forward to seeing in a couple of months' time down here in South Africa. Please do smash like on the video and subscribe to the channel as well. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Steven, and I'll chat to you soon.